Made it too? No.
Nope, we're live.
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
Welcome to the Harley Design side of Livestream Takeover, episode 200.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
200 episodes. We did it. Are you drinking a candle?
A yogurt.
Is that a Yankee candle company?
This is a Bloody Ghost. A
Good
smoothie,
Lord.
a smoothie sour. It's one of Nicole's things.
Is that beer in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no. That's not. No.
Yes.
I shan't be allowing. On your 200th episode, you ruin it with that.
I know. It definitely seems like a move that was.
My friend and I, we went out to a what's going on with your video there? Don't touch anything.
I didn't touch anything. I didn't do anything.
My buddy and I went to a brewery around the corner, and we sit down, and the guy's like, "Oh, we got a lot of really good ones today." I'm like, "Oh, good." And I'm looking on the list. It's like sour, for double fermented sour.
That's Nicole's thing
like,
too. And I'm like, this is terrible. Like, this is a bad trend in beer.
It doesn't taste. I was like, when does it taste like beer? He goes, well, never.
She's like, she's like, what's your sourest? And I'll try like the one that she's like, oh, that's not very sour. And I'll take, and I'm like, it hurts right here. And just like,
yeah, there's ones where I've had a sip and then I've gone.
I was like, if Nicole likes it, yeah, it's guaranteed that I'm going to hate it. Like, all right, I'm putting the last screw in. New wheels.
I'm having a hot toddy.
Hot toddy in the comp stamp mug.
Ooh.
All right, I'm done being distracted with building a set of wheels.
This one I'm just going to say this right now. I know Brandon's wife made this.
Yes.
And it's lovely, and I very much like it. But it looks like he's kind of dodging a poop.
That's advised. I wouldn't.
Don't step in those. Don't step in those.
Check in where you're watching from. And tonight, we're going to be having a guest.
We are? Oh, yes. Yeah, we are.
We are. Oscar from Redcat will be joining us tonight.
What's Oscar's title?
Mr. Or sir. I'm not sure. I don't think I don't know if he's been knighted or not, but.
Milord.
Milord. Yeah. I wonder if he's done the enchanted titles read yet.
Come hither, milady.
For those that haven't, when Oscar comes on, Oscar used to be up here in the Bay Area, and he was one of the founders of the ASD group up here, and they've done a ton of things. We'll get him on. I've known him for almost as long as I've been up here in California, and he moved down to Arizona to join Redcat maybe 3 years ago or so. So either way, it'd be fun to have Oscar on. I've done their.
Was he at PLBTF when I was there last? Probably, right?
Almost definitely. They
probably talked to him a little bit.
There's a lot of backstory there. They've done a lot, and so
hold on. I saw a comment here. I gotta respond to. Turbo TT is. Did you buy the thing? What thing was I supposed to be buying? And are we allowed to talk about it?
I would like to know.
I have no idea. Well. I want to know what I probably did.
I mean, it's a sickness and a problem. So
mail call is going to be deep tonight.
Well, I got a decent amount as well, and I told Oscar around 6:30ish. So,
oh, Ian said, right? I remember now. He sent me an Instagram product. It's an electric hobby knife that oscillates at 40,000 RPM. And I watched the demo video, and it looks like it oscillates at maybe 0 RPM.
Well, that could just be going so fast that you couldn't see it.
Right. No, but I mean the effort that was still being put into carving through an object. Like it's like they show it on like a piece of foam, and it's like it's obviously it's a lot bigger than an Excel hobby blade like this,
Uh-huh.
but it's got the same blade on the end. But they're showing this thing, and he's holding it, and it's like I swear to God, it's a piece of foam, and he's like.
Like you shouldn't be pushing
like
that hard
anyway. Yeah. So I was like, I went, probably not a strong buy.
But you weren't at least a little curious to be like, oh, let's go look. Let's look at.
I looked at it.
Was
I
it
didn't
free
look at
shipping?
the price.
Oh, you didn't. That's not even looking.
Okay. You know what? I'll go back. I'll take a look right now. And yes, I did also buy something from Brazen.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. The problem is they're using one of Josh's blades. Those are hard to get. Those are very rare. So
because he's only ever used one.
You can get Matt's leftover blades just all day. Every day.
I got 6 right over here.
Yeah, like there isn't. Mine are all serial numbered.
This is embarrassing.
1 through 3 are available.
They're laser engraved.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. It's been backed by 2,485 morons 9 days ago. How much is it? I just want to know how much it is.
So it's a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it is a Kickstarter indeed. Just tell me the price.
You have to go. You can't just go to the back. You never use Kickstarter.
Here we go. That one's sold out. So $159.
Whoa.
Nope.
I mean,
it's a hard no.
You can probably go electrical tape a hobby blade to somebody's battery operated boyfriend and charge way less.
Heyo.
All right.
No, it might be good for removing stickers, but I've got a Scridget.
And this thing happened to be looking or watching whenever you were going over all of your like
Scridget.
She's like, what? Like your little extendable spoon, all of the.
Look at how clean this is. Look at how clean that is. You don't get that by just using your fingernail.
You put a little goof off on it and it would be just as clean.
No, you put a little goof off on it. You would eat right through this body. Don't use goof off.
What is my camera doing?
This party is over. Oh, thanks, Brazen. Je m'appelle Syrup.
I don't know. So
That's true.
That's so true. All right, let's do some mail call because I've got.
All right, yeah, we gotta get to cameras using goof off.
Using goof off on my face. Yeah. So, okay,
you're the goof.
You should go first because I do have a decent amount, but it'll probably go fast.
All right, okay. So
it's all SDX 24. Okay,
I've got some small scale stuff.
Do you really? I have no
Traxxas. Traxxas sent along some of their performance accessories. They've got new aluminum bumpers for both the Defender TRX4M.
Okay.
And I've already applied them to my camera. Now he's gone for good. I've already applied them to my Bronco, as you can see.
Yes, I can see. You can't see that I can see, but I can see that you're seeing.
They look nice, don't they, then?
They look aluminum with a machined
aluminum edge. With a raw edge. Shiny.
Remachining.
Yeah, they're nice. And all of these, the tow hooks, the D-rings.
Also aluminum.
Aluminium.
Okay, I should go next.
Yeah, you should, because I'm done.
First of all, I got this great big box.
Yes.
And this box was
a good
full
looking box
when it arrived, and it is less full now. And this came from Tatum and family in Hawaii. And it had many delicious Hawaii-themed snacks in it. And I was going to wait. And I was going to wait to open it and go through all of the contents until today. But Nicole was like,
she got a hold of it, did she?
You're going to open that box? I know that there's those macadamia things in there. And I went through. So there's still some items left that I've been trying to hold off on. But
are you going to eat that calendar?
Well, it'll be last, but maybe. So, and there's some great coffee. Much appreciated to Tatum, the whole family over there. It's always good to see them when we get to do that.
That's very nice. Okay.
Yeah, you're next.
Let's keep on rolling with the Traxxas train. Got some of their new Sledgehammer belted tires.
Large.
These are large, but they're not largest. These could go on the sledge. Yes, that's where I would put these. Sledge.
Okay. Where does that fall in the size line?
Medium.
Okay, so max, sledge.
These are 3.8s. 3.8s. Yeah. Black chrome.
Yes.
And then if you're feeling saucy, and you have an XRT, then you would want the bigger ones.
Yeah, those are large.
These are
also
more of a much larger tire. They don't have a size on them. So for 7.4 by 3.8. There you go. Yeah.
Next, I got a package from Zero Gravity. And in here happens to be the Silent Assassin. Silent Assassin. It is a Silent Assassin ESC. Anyway, he makes these really nice little ESCs. Super nice package, though. There's a heat sink in on it. I'm looking forward to trying it. He pre-wires it with the plug of your choice. I went with XT60. He puts 2 JSTs on there, as they do suggest you run a direct power servo. I can't remember. He'll put a BEC in there if you like. I think I had him do that, but I don't recall. I have to.
Oh boy,
I'll have to go back and look at my messages. But he built this all up. Super slick job, and he's got fancy heat shrink with his name on it.
I like that.
And he sent me a programming card with it
down right now. Silent
Assassin. And I told him the chassis that I plan to build for buggy stuff is modeled after a chassis called the Assassin chassis. I was like, I'll just put it in there. It was meant to be. So, looking forward to giving this one a shot.
Is there a website, Joshua?
I am a member of the Facebook group.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's got a full website or not. Right. And then he also sent me a T-shirt that I think it feels like it takes away the element of surprise.
I was going to say, it's a little loud.
Yeah, like
it should have been printed in black on a black shirt.
I agree. Like,
lean into that. What's his name again?
Mr. Silent.
So. If he's looking for a marketing guy,
we're available every Wednesday for a couple hours. So.
That's the best place to find us. What else have we got here? I got a big, nice box full of paracord. Joe ropes.
Hey, you got some Joe Ropes lanyards.
Team. Joe Ropes.
I don't know what that part says either.
Team.
Catfish. Cat Truth.
Gator train. Anyway, maybe you can help me with some of these.
They go around your neck, and then you attach the other end.
You know what? These are going to go around your neck when you're sleeping, rolling by the fire. Obviously this goes around your neck.
Yeah.
And then this part.
Yep.
Loops through your doodad. Yeah.
That's it.
And then you can. There's a magnet in there. Did you know that?
Oh, is that what that's a magnet?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I guess I'm the product expert now. And then you've got a bunch of options here. You can take this part off. You don't want that part on. And then you can add all these. I don't know what's this supposed to do.
It's a friendship bracelet.
Do you put this? What do you put that around?
Your closest friend, and then your other 3 friends.
Keep everybody together. There's a simpler version here, which that's
the one that I have. I was like, yours looks fancier than mine. But I honestly do like this version. It's very comfortable.
Yeah. And he also sent this one. I don't know what these are supposed to do either.
I don't either. Maybe it's for holding a rig onto your backpack.
Yes.
Guessing here.
That's a good idea.
So anyway, but yeah,
these are great.
Little branded clips. Even it says Joe.
Yeah, rope. I like Joseph ropes right on there. I like that a lot. I've already on the Radio Master. I've already put one of the extra bits, so I can just quick change.
Nice. And you put a carabiner on it, or style clip.
That's what. Yeah, that came with.
This will probably go on my Radio Master as well.
Very cool though. Thank you very much, Joe, for sending that.
I probably wash mine. I look at it now. I'm like, it didn't used to be that color.
Yeah, yours looks a little gross. Yeah, Stabby Josh. You need a safe word to use that last one.
So, again, stuff that didn't come in the mail but is still new. I've grabbed the new Geolanders, the new Yokohamas that we released.
Oh, you grabbed them. You grabbed them by taking them out of stock, out of somebody's more deserving hands.
Swiped them. Just walked in. This. I just
did you see my story? Where I
no, but I saw that official Black Turtles here. That is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Of RC4.
Eric, we got to get you on the show someday.
We do, and you know what? Because
we've got lots of questions.
He's a character in the story that I'm bringing Oscar on to tell today.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
So
Cutter likes to use his Joe ropes when he's competing with his friends in the woods.
Here's the new Geolanders.
Yeah, nice.
4.75 tall. 4.75 tall.
We'll see about that. Did you see my story that I shared about?
I just got my Instagram back.
Well, it was pretty funny. Let's see if I can load it up here for everybody. Finding it.
Oh, 4.70. Look at that.
Right. Here it is. I forgot to share these yesterday, but then I remembered I'm not the marketing guy. See, even when I'm not, I'm still doing it. Still working those angles. RC Underdog, thank you very much. Congrats, Matt, on 10 days no Lexan. Yes.
10. Oh, no my goodness. Look at that.
You will be in the triple digits. Keep it up, I believe. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, RC Underdog.
You're not going to make it to 45.
Well, okay. I have very quickly. I think I figured out a way that I can basically keep this going forever. Provided I always assumed that this was like I can still, like, if a company sends me a truck that happens to have a Lexan body on it, that's fine because I'm not actually doing anything to it.
Agreed. Unless you have to be modifying or painting or detailing, working on or changing the body.
Yes. Good. Okay, I'm glad that we both agree on that because I got at least 2 Lexan things I have to show off here in a second.
Well, yeah, I don't think that counts at all. You can
All right, great.
use the truck, you can, but
It's the moment I modify or paint
or
or do
paint.
anything like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Agreed. Still
Okay.
don't think you'll make it 45 days. Then I also
I'll
grabbed
do my
the
damnedest.
new weight rings.
Yeah,
These
those are like just a big solid piece of metal.
They're basically steel. So yeah, they're a little bit less expensive than the brass versions
Yes.
and heavier. So
Are they cast?
yes, basically.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
sintered. So it's different than just regular casting, but still, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Those are going on my CJ.
My CJ.
My CJ.
Oh, look at what you've done to it. Thank you, Gunner, very much. Hello, all. Tonight's code, hashtag help me buy more diecast.
Gunner and I
No
were
problem.
texting back and forth today of his diecast collection and how it's growing. It's looking pretty good. He's got some. He's gone the Kaido House route. Pretty.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunately a very easy way to spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Faijan's dead for another year. Yes. 100%. Actually, I could make another sign that says SPG has worked 400 days without Faijan. That's an easy one. Galloway's, thanks very much. Hi, Matt. Praise wheel. And praise be unto you. Will Josh be at Scale Challenge West on Saturday? Also, Elio Dieta would be a fun guest. Yes, he would.
I will not be this weekend while it is local and but I've got a friend coming in from out of town and I'm going to entertain. And we have been friends for quite some time, but motorcycle friends, not RC friends.
I was going to say, you don't have friends?
Yeah, friends outside of RC friends. I have a few.
Odd.
He is one of them.
So, okay. All right.
I will not be in attendance at Scale Challenge West. I'll try and make the next one though. So that's the that's the plan. But okay. Next, I had more.
You're right, Josh. I can't do any night custom stuff anytime soon, provided I want to ruin the streak. Let's see how far I can get the streak to go first, and then we'll talk about changing things.
I put it in the wrong box. Anyway, these are things that I forgot to show last time, but I got a bunch of stuff from our design, which you may have seen their stuff on A-Main, but he makes a bunch of products for this is for the 10px 7px. I'm gonna try and take a look and see how it works for the MT12, but of course I have my 10px. And then he also has just a bunch of other things. He gave me some electronics plates that he makes for the VS410 platform, some of his little micro servo horns, micro servo mount for the dig of the VS410, and then there's a bunch of those little servo mounts, some of the foam for the wheels, but also Matt, you're in the drift scene now.
Oh yeah, big time. Yep.
You've probably seen the guys using the tip plates on the bottom of their radios. They're these larger bottom plates.
That's brilliant.
So that it doesn't want to, but it's
so nice. It doesn't tip over. I could have used that last time I was there because I dumped my radio.
So yeah,
he makes these. I didn't have a Joe rope.
This is for 10px, 7px, 7pxR at 4 p.m. of course, but it also I just kind of mocked it up on the MT12.
Do they have one for the 3 PMX by chance?
I'm not talking to you.
Why not?
3 PMX 2009 called, and
they don't want their radio back.
Yeah, like you can keep it, but they're just saying, hey, get with the times. So anyway, this was from Ron's over there at Our Designs, semi-local.
Aged Pasta. Now that you've done 110 drift, will you dip your toes into 124th rear-wheel drive drift? Probably not, because I don't have any place to drive those. I mean, I guess my basement, but no.
Anywhere that you drifted anything larger?
No, they don't want the tiny stuff on the track at the same time as the large stuff. That's not.
What about intermission or halftime or whatever stupid drift events have?
You better watch your mouth. You're going to get this Joe rope right around your neck. Pro Life by the Fire. What happened to Josh? I killed him.
Before Pro Line by the Fire, though.
Are you done? I'm not done.
Oh, Jesus. Go.
I got this really cool book from Vallejo called Extreme Real Buildings.
Okay.
And
Extreme
real. I can see Oscar down here just going, "Oh my god."
Yeah, he's in the green room right now.
What stupid ass show have I signed up for?
Extreme Real Buildings.
Anyway, lots of like weathering and modeling techniques. And because Richard, Turks and Jerps, and I were going to be doing a diorama build off.
That, of course, that book is hard copy because most things could just be,
no, there's
internet.
Nothing like
anybody who's interested in that really is a hard copy type of person. They own a printer.
I do have a printer.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm still not done. I've got more things.
God.
Did I have this last week?
Yes. No.
Did I?
I don't know. You showed me, but I don't remember.
Okay, so DX6C. This is only the transmitter version, though.
Yeah, they couldn't send you a receiver. No.
Well, okay. And I'm not dissing on Spectrum here. But this is a 6-channel radio, yes? That's usually what the 6 means in this. If I were to get the version that had a receiver, how many channels do you think it comes with?
Well, I don't. Maybe 4.
Incorrect. It comes with a 3-channel.
Okay.
receiver.
Well, the 10PX is a 10-channel radio, and it does not come with a 10-channel receiver. So,
So benefits to this one is that it's one better than the DX5C, has a backlit screen and a USB for upgrading the OS. USB-C.
Nice. USB-C is nice. I'm glad that people are getting.
I will say also that this form factor, I think I like this better than the DX5 Pro, and definitely better than the Rugged.
The Rugged was terrible. I have the 5 Pro, I think.
You do.
Are you confirming or are you just mocking?
No, you do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah. This one's okay, but the drop-down wheel...
Yeah. So, I have nothing else for mail call.
I have one more thing.
Jesus. Matt, you have this is a problem.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Let's talk about your 24 scale problem.
Can I mute you? I can.
No, you cannot.
Look at that. I muted him.
Don't do that. Sendero 12.
Oh, you got the 12.
Look at this little guy.
You know what? I'm not mad at it. It's definitely not for our crowd.
No, but it's got some points that are good, I think.
When for this holiday season, the head of our packaging department, she was looking to buy a gift for someone. And previously she had bought the Tioga, which was the CR12 before, had the little truggy back half. Honestly, the CR12 was a pretty decent overall thing. As a gift for someone who's not into RC, it's fine. And it went away because this was coming. So it was just missing that part of it. And I am kind of glad that came back.
Take that foul thing away.
I think she's refilling me.
Yeah, I know that truck.
Yeah.
Ain't no stranger.
Oh, he's got an actual one now too. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
He bought a Ford Ranger?
Yeah. What size are the wheels, Matt? That's a good question.
Like a real one?
Another RC.
Probably.
Yeah, no.
Probably on the box. Thanks, Nicole.
On your
Congrats on
200
what?
in a Ford Ranger.
Oh, 200.
Ford Ranger. It doesn't say. Oh, wait, hang on. Said it somewhere here. It doesn't say the size of the tire. I will have to measure it by hand. 3.5-ish. 375. 375.
Wheels, Matt. Wheels.
Yes, wheels. 1 point. Looks like I don't know. Can I do it in millimeters?
Sure. No. Real quickly though, can you compare it to your UTB 18-ish?
No, negative. It's not here in this room.
Okay. Well, you're done then.
I'll tell you what though, the wheelbase is like a 9.5, 9 and a bit. So
That's
you
pretty
can
close.
fit a Tamiya Wrangler YJ
Uh-huh.
on this pretty well.
Cool. So it's actually a little bigger than a UTB, which makes sense because the UTB is 18 scale.
Yeah, right, exactly. And this is 12 scale.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's I think the benefit to something like this is that it could be a great modifier. Like people could use this platform to put like a hard body on, or all those weird, wacky, smaller ones that used to be CC01. But yeah, I think it's pretty decent. It's a 380 motor, a little bit of a tiny servo on axle. It's a good basic starter truck to see if people are into it.
Sure. It's a good gift.
Yeah. Oh, and it comes with a board game inside instead of a garage. In the box?
Okay.
It's a board game.
Hey, I'll give him that our artwork looks pretty cool.
There's a scale.
It's got a wheel in there. Screw that box and screw that truck.
All right. Now I'm done.
Okay.
That's it. But before we do that, there were some super chats here. Thank you, Reamdog Fly Factory. Congrats on 200 episodes, worth more than 10 cents per episode, but here's almost 10 cents per episode. Cheers. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. That is super cool.
Turbo Row, thank you. Hey, Harley, not a big fan of your videos, to be honest.
So true. So true, Turbo. That's amazing.
You know what? I just because of that, yes, I will. I'll have another one out this week. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. We need to bring Oscar in. Are we ready? What's up?
Yes, I think we can make that go now.
Oscar is
hey,
here.
There he is. Hello.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Is that Bird Reynolds?
It's the one and only. The one and only.
The man, the myth. Wow. And it's the Canadian
doing
guy
this.
with RC
Doing
car.
this. Hello.
There we go.
What's going on,
That's
guys?
better.
Man, thank you guys for having me. I know you guys are kind of brave. You guys are willing to lose viewers over this,
Right?
Oh, absolutely. If it were possible to lose any more viewers, we would.
I mean, that's the business we're in, right?
Now, Matt, you haven't met Oscar before, have you?
I think we probably have crossed paths at Proline by the Fire. I definitely recognize your face. So yeah,
right?
I'm sure we chatted.
Yeah, someone said Oscar's mic is superior already. Little known fact, Oscar is a voiceover person as well. He's
really.
Yeah, I read erotic books.
No, yeah. Well, we know you do that, but what's the voiceover component?
No. Yeah. I mean, the tricky part is making the noises. When happening.
The show is over,
Right?
No, but if you get close enough to any mic, we all could sound like that.
I mean, we could always just bring it down,
Ah. So, Oscar, great to see you again. Glad to have you on.
Oh no, likewise, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's
Yeah,
always
thanks for coming on.
It's always just a pleasure to be able to hang out. I always joke around. I was like, I love Josh. I can't stand Harley.
Yeah.
It's like those are two different people. You know what I'm saying? Right.
It's odd that you say that. It's kind of the other way around.
Right. Josh has, the reality is
I can't
Josh
stand
has
Josh.
friends. See,
Yeah.
Josh, but Harley, He has followers, you know.
Yeah, that's you know what, you've summed it up perfectly, Oscar. You're welcome anytime.
You know, sorry, Josh, this is your last episode. Monthly Mayhem is going to have a new face.
Ah,
The challenges are going to be a lot easier
Hey,
though.
I had to give it to him though. You know, I mean, he put up a great fight at the 7th annual Autism Awareness Crawl. I'm really proud of him. He,
yeah.
he
So
did due diligence.
What did you do?
So this year, 7th annual Autism Awareness Crawl. ASD Crawlers is the one who hosts the Autism Awareness Crawl out here.
Yes.
Oscar was one of the co-founders of that. And I think that I did not make it to the very first one. I was in California, but it happened right after I moved out here. But I think I met you guys at the second event.
Correct.
And it was a great time. And I've known you since then. That would have been 2017, I believe, was the second year, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. 2016 was the first year. 17 was year number 2. Correct.
Yep.
That's the first year we had it at Frank Rains Park. And that was the time that you actually, I believe, saw was it the Bobcat?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were chasing it with the drone?
Yeah. Chase, National Geographic level.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, not chasing it, but following it very closely in observance of
Yeah.
educational purposes.
Only. But great times. Oh, and then also you guys did the Crawl Masters event, which I did a build of a couple of times and had a great time there also. So yeah, known Oscar for a long time. And this year at the 9th annual Autism Awareness Crawl, Oscar had put up a little event for Mr. Schultz and I to have an event, a crawl off event against each other where neither of us really were the crawlers.
Right. So, you know, it was one of those things where we've done Crawl Masters a few different times, and we've always had Crawl Masters be a separate event in itself. And it was always a fun blast, kind of a cutthroat event. I think the one that Josh went to was probably the most cutthroat one there was. We had these guys crawling on the side of a cliff with the ocean breaking waves right behind them. So, I mean, like at any given point, people were losing $2,000 rigs with ocean water splashed on them. You know, I mean, it's a great combination. But we decided this year that it would be a great addition to have a mini event, since it was a 2-day event, and have, you know, Team Schultz and Team Harley duke it out, right? So they couldn't pick out their team. We drew chips.
Yep.
The teams were, you know, it was an even split down the middle. You know, Josh cheated like always. You know, it was a good time. Schultz and him were throwing blows. There was a title belt, wrestling title belt that I had created, and in fact, I believe Josh, you still have it, right?
What? Oh my God! So my internet's been absolutely spotty for the last like 3 minutes. So
I have the.
I'm not even sure if you guys can even hear me.
We can now.
It's the Oscar curse. It happens anytime I come on. Just
I've got the belt here. I can. I you know what? I could wear it this entire show without.
Oh, look at that! Wow.
Someone should actually tag Schultz and be like, "This could have been yours." You know.
Yeah, you know what? And we could have had him on this week if he wasn't at the Chili Bowl racing as well.
Right. Some people have priorities, you know.
I know.
Some people like to kind of go full dollhouse on miniature figures and have hard-covered books on how to paint them, and others like to race in a dirt oval track for fun. You know, it's okay.
Schultz is, he's so good.
Right.
But yeah, that was you're actually pretty decent now, Matt.
Yeah.
You're less stop motion.
You're not doing that whole.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Right when I said that.
It's not. I think it's back finally. There, I can see you all again.
Nope, you're stop motion. So,
talk amongst yourselves.
Right.
At the event this year, though, the event where I had clenched this particular belt, for some out of the blue reason, Oscar says to Schultz and I, "Hey, you know what we should do? We should have another crawl off between all of us at Pro Line by the Fire."
Okay, to be fair, hold on 1 second. So what we did is everyone ran, and there was a total team accumulated time, right? And the team with the least amount of time would win. Well, clearly Schultz was just destroying Josh. And so I told Josh, I said, you know what, let's make this interesting. At the end, we'll make both of you guys run the exact same course. Oh, we lost him.
he pulled himself off.
Pulled himself out for a little bit. So it was great because we let you guys run against each other, right, and duke it out. And we said, all right, because we had so many people that did not finish, we will take your time and Schultz's time, and we will replace all of those people that had DNFs with that official time. And lo and behold, you would take it with like a minute 20, like, and
Yeah.
that's a tight margin.
But the thing was that you guys had that whole course set up, and it was like 10 gates on the course, and then there was a separate section of like 3 or 4 gates.
Right.
And they had to drive those 3 or 4 gates with a loaner truck.
Yes.
And they didn't know anything about this loaner truck, and they gave them the radio, and the steering was backwards and the throttle was backwards. So they got this truck, and it was just, and they had to try and make. So Schultz and I had to do the whole course,
right,
with the loaner truck.
There was
Oh
so many people that actually nailed it, where they grabbed the remote and they just held it reverse, pointed outward, and they were driving like this, and they nailed it right off the bat. They did the whole course easily, but everyone else that struggled was like reverse, forward, and steering was reverse. I mean, we made them parallel park.
Yeah,
it
was, you had to parallel park, not hit a single gate, then pull in and go through the final gate.
Yeah,
Schultz and I had to do the whole course that way. And
God.
I grabbed the whole radio backwards and just held it by the front of the radio. Just like worked that. Yeah. Set a great time with an old SCX1 honcho and dominated Schultz.
Right. And, and it's one of those things where like everyone was truly just having a blast. Like I don't even think anyone really cared who was going to win at that point, because everyone was just genuinely so. I mean, these guys were sabotaging each other. Josh was blocking, one of the bridges. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, I turned the water on the course.
Right. Schultz comes over when Josh is going up this really steep rock, and he literally just blows on it just right, and the whole truck tips over. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Deanna from RPP was there too. She was enjoying it. It was a great time. It was an awesome time.
That's amazing.
We had Eric and Jeff, obviously equal partners in ASD, and we all wore zebra referee shirts, and we had whistles, and we had penalty flags from football. So every time someone would hit a gate, throw it up in the air.
And it was so early. It was so early in the morning for such shenanigans and whistles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and of course it was Friday, right? The main day is Saturday, and so Friday we just really wanted to fill it up with cool things to do. So let's just say it was a very very spirited bunch of people on a Friday at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
things were just flowing. It was a good time.
That's great.
We had a blast, and that was that was another event that Matt missed in 2023.
Yeah. No,
it's a long list. It's a long and storied list of events that I've missed for other things in my life. And I always seem to miss the best ones.
Yeah,
always.
It was definitely there.
Right.
Yep. That's fine. That's not happening this year.
So I do have to say I had a request, because I was I was talking to some of the engineers today, because we have our Wednesday show as well earlier in the day, and we wanted to know, hey, what's are we going to see a COE monthly mayhem?
A COE may. Oh my God!
I'm thinking maybe I'm like a Formula One hauler,
right?
but the thing that's going fast is the hauler.
Well, yes, exactly. But it's got to have a F1 strapped to it.
DRS of the whole bed, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
I head off, make a whole different setup.
I made mine look so nice, though, Oscar. I don't want to wreck it. Spent so much time on that.
I have also made mine look so nice.
No, you didn't. You did nothing. You did nothing. You sent it to someone else.
I didn't ship anything. It was picked up at my front door, and I got a peek at it today on Facebook, of all places. I was like, hey.
I love that you haven't even seen it yet.
I got a peek at it. I was like, oh, hey, I think that's mine. So now I did, I fell for an Instagram ad, and I was like, ooh,
$29 for a 64. Get that.
yeah. So it's for an accessory for the COE.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, that looks perfect for what I'm thinking for my COE. And I bought it immediately. And then my order confirmation and all those things that came in like directly after I ordered it, all in a language that I'm not 100% sure what it is. No idea where I ordered this from, because I paid with like the shop app. So it's just all built in. And I was like, I don't know where this thing's coming from, but because it doesn't look like it is maybe completely legal. We'll see.
Would you have like a butterfly knife that just pops out of nowhere?
I mean, it looks dangerous.
It's like it holds a Glock. Like
What is it?
It looks dangerous. I'm just saying. So
he got like he's got spikes coming out of the wheels. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Oh yeah, the spiky nuts. Yeah.
yeah.
He's got the switchblade
Yeah.
wheels with actual blades.
So
I like this
don't
one.
know.
I like Eric's idea. It's a good one.
Oh,
saying.
very Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Family.
Can you load a 64
Listen,
at 60 onto a COE?
we'll grab a couple of Tamiyas, or maybe that was it MST who made the Civics. We'll get a couple black Civics with the green neon. Or
Yep. There we go.
just kind of lift it up and get underneath it.
Or who can drift a COE?
There you go. Well, Josh
Freaking drifters.
is he's very anti-drift.
Yeah.
We know
He's
drift.
extremely anti-drift.
unless he's had a good night out, then he's just naturally drifting to the right.
Oscar sent me an email initially on the RDS when Redcat released their drifter, and I went, you know what?
I've never listen. I love you, Josh, but I've never expected to get fuck no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
No.
Thank you, but no,
No.
that's not for me.
And in fact, if you had offered one to me back then, I would have said no too.
Right.
Yeah.
See, but I'll be 100% honest. In you guys being on that side of the seat, or that side of the fence, us reaching out to influencers, to get them product out and just to get an honest review in essence. I actually appreciated that. Like he was like, dude, honestly, it's not my realm. I don't know much about it. And I'm like, that's why you're the perfect person for this, because you drive like crap. This is perfect.
Look, I can make this thing not go straight.
Right.
Yes, this is right.
I told him, I go, drifting, this thing is just like the way you drive your crawlers. You're spot on. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
All throttle.
That's why I'm so good at it, Josh, is that I'm terrible at everything else. The gyro masks all of that.
We're gonna put a gyro in your comp crawler this year.
He's gonna need like servo actuated suspension, that whole scale.
Yeah.
What do they call it? There's a guy out there. He makes the box with all the
super scale.
Exactly.
Matt and I have both bought those. Matt finished his. I sold mine.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. I agree.
Yeah, mine was great. Josh's was sold.
Yes.
Which is also great.
Yeah.
Also effective. As long as I don't have it anymore, it's not a problem.
Right. See, I have a hard time with just selling them. Like I stockpile and I grow attached to every project I do, even if I don't finish it. I'll come back to it, and I will. Usually, I'll come back to it. I'll spend 2 solid months on it, and then I'll be like squirrel, and I'll go work on something else.
Ooh, two solid months is
Right.
I think I'll give it a solid 2-week effort.
Oh no.
And how far I can get in that time.
Well, it's exactly like you guys know. Just with traveling and such, I have to do them only on the weekends. So on average, I think last year I attended somewhere around 13 events in the course of the year. So a little bit more than one per month. There was 1 month I did 2.
That's fast math.
Yes. I listen. It's not my strong suit, and I did that wearing tennis shoes. I'm not even wearing my sandals.
Like, look at me now.
I'm balling. What? Oh man. See, that's what I appreciate. Like whenever there's reviewers like you guys that they're out there doing them. And I love Matt's. Just the way he reviews things, the way he talks about things, and his quirkiness with them, and his little witty talks. I actually really I dig it, and the fact that I'm honestly, at the same time, I'm a really big fan of your cinematography. You know, what I'm saying, the work that you do and the way you film, that to me was something that I aspire to want to do. You know, doing the videos for Redcat.
Well, thank you.
You know, I'm always watching videos like, dude, I love the way he did that. I love the way he follows. I love his angles. And then I go to Josh's channel and I'm like, did you use a potato again?
Exactly. You know what I used? I don't know, but it's done. So it's finished.
Yeah, right. You know, but
it's done.
It's done.
Did
We're
it.
done. Wrap it up.
Done. And
you have to go back and watch a lot of Scale News Update, because there's a lot of times where Josh is so lazy about editing that he'll leave his editing, he'll leave his mistakes in the cut. So when you watch it, he'll say the same line twice. Just the first time he flubs it, the second time he gets it right, but he doesn't cut it out anymore.
See,
it's good enough.
I look at that
Good
and
enough.
I'm like, dude, that just shows progression. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's.
I think it's. Yeah, no,
it's like the underdog filming himself, you know, like
this is the bare minimum. It's done.
Yeah.
You
know what?
Now.
That show is a tremendous amount of work. You can all suck it.
He gets other, you know what? He gets other people to chronicle everything now in Excel spreadsheets. So he doesn't even have to do it. He can go back in time to see where things were.
Oh, for past episodes, it's so good now. It's so powerful. DK and Alex are rock stars. But listen, the reason that Oscar is here is not because
this is not this is now
your cinematography. No one cares about
which is very nice. Thank you very much.
There's a story that pertains to me that I want to tell.
More me all the time. This isn't even really Oscar. You don't even have to be here. This isn't even like.
Listen,
I'll be back in 20
minutes. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being on the show.
There was 3 options for this story. Oscar was one of them, but he was the first one that I called or text, and he said yes right away. So feel special. At ASD this year, Oscar, out of nowhere, suggests that we have a crawl off between companies, because standing at the circle there was Oscar from Redcat, John Schultz of Element, official Black Turtle Eric of recent RC 4-wheel drive at the time, and myself. He's like, we should have a crawl off.
Okay, well, time out. First of all, I didn't even include myself in this mix.
Yes, you absolutely did.
I said, you know what? Proline by the Fire, we'll double down. You two, Schultz and you can go at it. Element Vanquish, you guys can, duke it out. I'll bring the zebra shirt again. And then Josh takes the mic. He goes, I have a better idea. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
Eric and Oscar should also have to do this. And of course, Eric, he looked at himself. He already shot himself in the foot from the moment he got thrown into the mix.
He's like, I can't do this. I work at RC 4-wheel drive.
So we leave with this like, oh, this is a great idea. Yeah, okay, let's do this. And I'm just like, oh crap, this is not going to go that great. Like this can go horrible. So, of course, the crap talking in the chat kicked off immediately. As soon as we all had internet connection on our phone, it was Schultz was, well, Josh, you can't cheat this time, okay? And I'm gonna spec you and this and that. What he didn't do is he just didn't measure tire size.
Yeah. The rule was
VXT2. Yeah, we all know that trick.
The rule was that we
Backpack
were all
boy.
going to be like, hey, we're gonna have this crawl off. RTR versus RTR. And everyone was fine. They're like, and then these guys, of course, show up with wheels and tires being different on all of their cars.
No. We that was part of the rules. We said, hey, the only thing you can change is wheels and tires, stock electronics.
Fine. So,
of course, we didn't expect someone to show up with the little backpack, little duffel bag boy shows up with 5.25 inch tires.
Oscar releases the Ascent that day, which is how I knew that he was going to, because the day that he agreed to it, he was just like, yeah, we're gonna do it. That's fine. Let's do it. Go. And I was like, there's no way that Oscar would agree to this. There's no way that Oscar would agree.
You thought I was going to show up with like an Everest 10.
Right. Like something. I was just like, he's going to release. And then the Ascent was released. And that's why at Proline, I brought a backpack that had the VRD stance in it.
In other words, I got outjoshed.
Oscar
but Oscar,
thought he was going to cheat.
Before we even get to the results, because that doesn't matter. The point of this story is that you got outjoshed by Josh.
Yes.
But did you watch my comparison video between the Carbon, the Ascent, and the SCX10 Pro?
I probably did. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your car held its own.
And quite honestly, I mean, so did Eric's. After he added a boulder to the hood.
Eric,
what was Eric driving?
C2X, and he
okay, all right.
He found a rock in the desert of Proline, and he put it on the hood. And so,
well, technically, he kicked it off of a ledge to land on the hood.
Oh yeah,
because we couldn't touch our trucks, you know.
Right. So did he so he didn't tape it on? He just kind of like balanced it on.
It wedged itself between the front bumper and the hood. Like it was perfect.
It was amazing. Amazing how it happened out of nowhere.
It still struggled, but I mean, it at least it got him through a little bit. You know,
we played a game of pig. So we set gates. Winner got to call the gate, and went on until someone was out each time. And it was a great little shoot. The one thing is that I was driving the stance, and no one was able to see it. So we kept having to like scurry away because people would come up and be like, "Hey guys," I was going like,
"Hey, what's that over there?" Don't worry about it. Get out of here.
Yeah, like Schultz and I and Eric, we were even trying to take pictures of it, and every time we would, Josh would,
"Bat!
don't do it."
I had to bat away their phones, cover it up.
Yeah. You know, it was honestly really fun though, because to have like those us four, the personalities, and just the camaraderie and having a great rapport just the weekend before, and you know, at the event, and being really bringing that high of doing something great for a community, really just kind of kept that vibe going. But the heckling was hardcore. I mean, Josh had to step away a few times and wipe his eyes a few times. Like
it was sandy. There was dust. There was
You know, I will say
really dry out there.
Eric, you know, do we want to talk about how it went? I mean, do we want to communicate a little bit of it? But at the end of the day, it was a 4-way tie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all agree it was a 4-way tie, but Eric fell first. I felt so proud of myself because I was holding my own with Schultz and Josh, and they were choosing some crazy lines, and I knew that if I nailed this next one, I knew for sure I was going to finally get Schultz his I, and you would have gotten your P finally, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So Josh is still looking for his P. It's fine.
Last I heard, it was still unfound. And you know, I go in and I wedge the front tire in like a V sideways of a rock, and I try to turn the wheel, and I start to fall off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm falling off. I'm just gonna go full throttle, whiskey throttle, and see if I can bail it out. And this thing just went up and over and started doing this whole somersault in the air, and I'm like, it's gonna land, and we're like just watching like a roulette ball, you know, trying to land on the right number. And of course, I ended up just landing on one side, but that stress that I ended up breaking a rod end. You know?
Right. I was just
yeah.
like, oh,
yeah. But it was great because we were all battling it out for a while. Now, I will say this: Josh and Schultz went at it for honestly like another hour and a half, battling it out. And I mean, like, I took a nap under a rock. And then
none of us brought any water.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had to walk so far away so that people would like we were almost at the road at Proline by the Fire. And while we were sitting there doing that, someone came and drove right up to us in a car, parked, and then got out Right.
Okay.
It came and crawled right next to us. Right.
Right.
Nothing.
Eric's
This area is
father-in-law-
private.
Nothing to see here, you know.
Eric's father-in-law helped like run a screen. He's like,
You want to go? You want to check in that way?
yeah.
This is not a sanctioned event.
Right. Right. But yeah, it was that kind of vibe where you can have
It does
a couple
sound like
manufacturers just duking it out and
Oh,
you know, and we on purposely didn't want to make it super public. We didn't want people to watch. We didn't want to
of course.
add to the, you know, the stigma of, you know, we know where this guy works. You know. So,
Well, I was just going to say though, that's probably the coolest part of this whole thing is that I think that's a really good example to set for everybody is that even at the manufacturer level where, you know, there's like the competition of selling units and making money and keeping people employed and all those things, you're still out there to have a good time. And it doesn't matter that your competitors per se, you're all contemporaries. That's the word I was looking for. Is that it's not about competition. It's about making sure everybody's having a good time in this hobby. And I think that's a good message for everybody to kind of remember is that at the end of the day, this should be fun.
other than those people that we yelled at to get away.
yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Listen, like, I think Josh has a medical bill from hitting someone with a rock from like 20 feet away. Like, get away! You can't see this. You know?
Smashed someone's phone.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a blast actually, and it was fun because you know it was since it was like I was like, yeah, hey, if we don't take photos of this, that'd be great, and everyone was cool. So we did.
What was Schultz driving?
So Schultz, I think, may have been the biggest cheater because he was driving. It was just like, hey, evidently those guys agreed to wheels and tire change, whatever. But Schultz had an Ecto with the new Zool body on it.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, so it was nice and narrow.
And it sat nice and low too overall.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what else he had done to it, but he held his own for quite a while until I inevitably dominated.
Again, if we agreed to 4.75 tires, we all should have said actual size, not stated. Okay? Like he says, I'm like, bro, those aren't 4.75s, and he's like, yeah, they are. And we look at the tire, and we took his at face value. We got joshed again, you know. And he's like, it says 4.75 right there, and we're like, well, okay, you know, we'll take it.
See, that's the main reason I'm not being considered for the marketing position at Vanquish because I blew the whistle on what size those tires really are.
Because Matt owns a ruler, I guess. But he doesn't know how to use it, and he doesn't know how to convert metric. That's the biggest problem.
Don't worry about it.
You just gotta carry
I have a write-in question for all three of us that I think would be really kind of key here. This is from Josh Toth. Who runs whatchamacall?
Thread and Resin.
Thread and Resin, yeah, thank you. He was going to ask, what do you think the crawler community could benefit from? And he gave some examples. More YouTubers or more detail makers or more manufacturers. So what do you think we're missing right now from this genre?
Oscar, you can go first.
I can tell you one thing: we need less brass. Brass apocalypse is a thing. Stop it! Don't let your friends brass like that. Okay, friends don't let brass. Don't let friends brass for free. You know?
So less brass. Okay.
No. All jokes aside.
Oscar's trying to sell less axle housings, I think. Those heavy brass outers are.
I may or may not
have
have
stock on all that stuff.
I may or may not have a set of curries in her mind. Just saying. But in all honesty, you know, I think the influencer side of things is amazing. I think it helps from a manufacturing standpoint get more views on your product, whether they're truthful or not. I mean, Matt, you had the Gen 9 in your hand, and you know, nice cool morning, snapped a front link. Stuff happens. These things happen, and sometimes you feel like you're putting a lot of hard work into your product, and sometimes it takes someone driving it a different way to. Sometimes things happen, and you can find more weak points, right? So,
Yeah.
I think as a whole, it does the community right. I think the only problem with that is that sometimes you have there's a big difference between an influencer and a brand ambassador, and one will obviously push one specific brand while the other allows for a more neutral aspect. And I think the community has seen quite a bit of growth since COVID, because a lot of people had that opportunity to be able to get their views up and get content up and going. And I think we can definitely benefit from a lot more honest reviews out there. Listen, anyone can be negative, and I think one of the biggest problems that we have in social media is that everyone reverts to going with no filter and speaking their mind. And at the end of the day, Josh, myself, Eric, Schultz, we all have a passion for being in this hobby. And we take everything with a grain of salt, but I think at the same time we have to have the toughest skin out of anyone at any given point, because dude, comments sometimes I take those home sometimes. I'm like, damn, we're shit, today we suck a dead, my friend.
The best thing I ever did was let my wife take over answering all the comments.
Oh,
I barely look at them anymore, and when I do, I get enraged. So
can you imagine if I let Nicole do that?
It would not go as well, I don't think. For me.
No, it would.
No, Rebecca's very much like, okay, thanks for watching.
Nicole is that way in person, not. But or she's that way if someone said something to her, she can let.
Right. Yeah. But you make a really excellent point, Oscar, is that the path of least resistance in the influencer game is just to focus on all the negative stuff. And I like to think, and I think Josh does a little bit of this as well. He's not as good at it as I am, but there are positives in every single thing. There are always good things about something. Sometimes it's hard to find them, but you can. And I think it's wise to always go in with an open mind and a glasses half full kind of attitude, because if you just go in negative, I just think it's got to turn people off. Like, why would you want to watch somebody that's always saying negative shit?
Right. I mean, and listen, you want the truth at the end of the day, right? You don't want people to fuck you. But I think from a manufacturer standpoint, I mean, you're not going to keep sending someone stuff if you're not getting at least a neutral opportunity, to put it out there, right? I think that goes a long way. So if you want to be successful in the game, I mean, how many people could aspire to be, the Vogels of RC, you know what I'm saying? And, have a channel where he reviews every living product that comes out, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, as long as it's RC related. And he's neutral on every level. There's strong points and there's weak points. And I think that's just an avenue that at the end of the day, people forget, like, these are toy cars, and we're all fortunate to be able to enjoy them and work for a company that makes them,
Yeah, I totally agree
100%.
with that. It is the fortunate place to be in. If I was going to say what I think I wouldn't say missing, maybe what I feel like I wish there was more of is makers, like, and whether that be makers of, if you want to make videos, like if you aspire to make videos, just start. Don't worry about what equipment you have. Just start. If you want to
just make
parts,
hey,
and you like get a 3D printer, like whatever it is. Like, there's such a barrier for people. Like, oh, I wish
I can't do that because I need this.
Yeah, just just make it. Make whatever it is. If it's a video or a part, before any of us had 3D printers, we whittling shit out of cutting boards from Walmart. Like, just make whatever it is. Like, I wish people were more apt to making anything themselves, whether it was a video or a part or whatever. Just diving in.
Right. And I like that you say that, because at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. If you're going to make videos, you're going to make content. We've seen people do it, and they're doing it something as easy as what they hold in their hand every single day. You know,
Oh.
you can have a lot of great content created with just your phone. Of course, not everyone walks around with, you know, $8,000 camera like Matt does. You know,
Yeah, Matt's awfully fancy.
yeah.
But
You know,
It's not true.
I'm over here sparring with an R8, you know, Canon. You know, so like,
oh God,
you
you guys are
know,
both fancy.
You know, it's not you know, everybody has one of these, don't they? It's just
I've got-
right? I mean,
7C. Not a big deal.
no,
This is
not
an
at all.
M50.
Okay, okay.
It
to
isn't
be
a
fair-
humble brag at all. This is
Yeah.
like I'm not rocking like a what's the top of the line? A7S 3
Yeah.
or 4
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
$5,000
That's
body.
automatic. But listen,
I'm not. Yeah.
Josh, what you have, the M50, that's exactly what I'm on right now. And it's the camera that I use for most of my videos. In fact, every video that I did last year for Redcat was done with an M50 camera. And it's a camera that is what, $300, you know,
Something like
you know,
Yeah.
and now it's discontinued. So I'm sure you can find it even cheaper.
You can make great content with a GoPro. You can
Yeah.
make great
Or a cell
content
phone.
with an iPhone from like 6 years ago. It doesn't need to be fancy.
Right.
It doesn't
You know,
need to be fancy.
I think the reality is if your passion is in it, let that passion come out with what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Your composition, you know, just getting down low, making sure that everything's
Let's not
in
focus on
frame.
composition too much.
Yeah, we know.
I mean, if you want to do like a top down sort of style like Josh does, just put that right up on your hat.
I think Josh should bring back STL Sundays, and he should make himself a camera mount that attaches to like his calf, so that he can finally get down low enough. You know?
Have you ever seen me
Or-
walk? Like that will be the shakiest video of all. Like
IBIS, in body stabilization. He'll do wonders. But no, that's what I'm getting at. You know, you're right. You can use anything that you have at your disposal. I mean, for the longest time, I love taking photography. I think one of the people that I looked up to when it comes to RC photography was Perry, Juan Perry.
Brad Perry, he's in here
Yes,
right
Brad.
now.
Perry, he's in here
Yeah.
right now.
Brad honestly was a huge inspiration for me, even wanting to take pictures of RC vehicles. And this was, you know, 2016, 2017 days when I was looking at his work. And he came to one of our events and took an amazing picture. And obviously he, you know, slowed everything down and was able to get, you know, so much light in. His shutter speed was so slow. So he was able, you can see the nebula in the back. And this is before AI. This is before, you know, all these other tools that people are using to make it. He did it naturally, and I was just in awe. And I was like, I want to do what he does, like to that level. And you know, so I don't ever look at myself as being good at what I do, but I look up to people like you guys that make me want to be like you guys. And if I can just be a tenth of that, then I feel like I'm succeeding in a way, you know. So
Yeah, you just gotta
you
get
gotta
yourself an
take it.
iPhone 11 and you're set.
throw that thing out. You still blue bubbling it up. You got a green bubble now. Come on.
Oh God.
Oh
I think I can do there we go. So
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that was
fix
great.
that
Good
green
show.
green bubble issue that we had here.
Stop moving me around. There we go.
There we go.
Yes. Thank you, Jeremy. You guys do a good job of sharing smaller creators on your platforms too. Big influencers just see the small guys competition, don't acknowledge them. I think there's room for everybody. Not everybody. Mostly everybody.
Right. And listen, I'm sure you guys, you know, over at Vanquish, you guys get a lot of requests for people that want to do reviews and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is that
Who do those emails go to?
in the big
Just out of
picture,
curiosity.
don't worry about it. In the big picture,
Hey, I'm asking for a friend.
They go straight to Josh, 100%. He's like, not happening on my watch.
Michael likes to do this thing where he forwards it to like say to me, and he's like, "Did my part, you guys handle it."
It's on you. You handle it.
I did my part. But it's in the end, like the amount of like exposure that we have versus like Redcat is, you guys have been around for a lot. RTR vehicles, numbers wise, like you guys are, I don't know if people fully understand the reach that Redcat has.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, as a whole, we all people that are new in the hobby don't know the story. A lot of people that have been around like you guys for a long time, you guys know, we were brand slappers or label slappers for a long time. That was the creation of how the money was made to begin with, and unfortunately that was a double-edged sword. And in a lot of ways it hurt us for many years, and it haunts us to this day, because we can't, a lot of people still just see that, right? So when we started doing our own in-house designs, with the Gen 8, which was there before I was there, and this, I was there right when the 64 was dropping, and kind of seeing them start doing in-house designs and having an actual design team. And now we have 4 designers in-house that are with us 24/7. They don't ever get to leave the office. It's kind of nice to finally have a stake in what you're doing, and control of the products that you're putting out. So as we start to fade away those previous vehicles that were label slappers in essence, we're now finally coming to. So I now look at us as, yes, we've been around for a long time, but I still feel like we're just now becoming toddlers again, what I'm saying? And
Right.
Right. I see what you mean, for sure. And the last let's see, the Gen 8 came out in what, 2019?
Correct.
2019,
Then they had the V2 shortly after that.
Right. And
correct.
Which you had the Axe edition, which was pretty new for the industry to actually
Reef Servo Axe Fox system inside of it, right? 2700 kV. So yeah, and then doing a Reef Servo on the the 64.
The 64.
Then after that we just started working on our own bashers, like the Kaiju EXT.
Yep.
And now we have the I can't talk about that yet. Now we have the Ascent was our newest one, and obviously we're hoping that leads to something else in the future. There's always more wants that we have. Yes, I have seen flying cars, and
Yes.
I'm a believer, such a believer. Eric is salty because Eric was supposed to get the
part
chassis.
are you a believer in?
in the fact that they can fly.
The fan fiction that Matt and I have written about them?
Yes.
Or
yes. But
Not the high school girl part, right?
Right. No, not that part was kind of weird. You got to admit, right? I mean, like, what's up with that? But I think in essence, over the course of the last couple of years, the last 3 years that I've been a part of Redcat, I've seen a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of want to come to, and because of that, obviously prices for things are getting more expensive as we go, like the lowrider scene, because there's more detail, there's more involved in making these, multi-piece bodies and molds and so on. So we hope that 2024 is going to be another good year, that we're going to drop a lot more things. We're expecting somewhere between 10 and 14 products this year. So we got a busy year ahead of us, and we hope that it's going to be a fun one at the end of the day. I think that's the key ingredient.
Well, yeah, if it's not fun, again, why are you doing it?
Right. I mean,
profit.
Hedge fund.
Yeah, money.
Pasa la feria, Holmes. Hold on. Since I have both of you. Hold on. So I have both of you nozzles in here. I got to tell you, it's called lane frame. We're going to get that nice and clear. Now,
I believe that I have said the word.
It's lane frame. Okay.
I thought it was plopping rails. Is that not right?
You almost had it. You have to enunciate a little bit more. I know the Canadian accent kind of throws you off a little bit.
Sorry, it's just I'm from Canada and I'm slow, eh? But when are you gonna do me a solid and just put out a Toyota Land Cruiser lowrider?
Dude, I'm working on. I want the Prius first.
Oh,
yes.
I'm not.
I want to bag a Prius.
I'm not mad at that.
I love that idea. That's a good one.
Mushad asked about the Phoenix that Tony had put together for.
Yeah, I saw the question come up. I didn't get to see what was the question exactly.
Did you end up with that Phoenix?
I did. Yeah, I have it. So I'm in my studio in here, but in the garage, I have all my trucks, and as you guys would guess it, they're not all Redcats. You know, I've been, yeah, I know, right? I even have a few Phoenixes, you know, and I have my Curry build, you know what I'm saying? I got my Pro, you know.
Right.
I usually, whenever I'm mad at Josh, when I get a really bad review, I usually just kick it, you know, when I walk by. I'm like, "Oh, take that, Josh.
Feel better now.
But yeah, no, you know, I have my builds, my favorite builds, and I geek out as well. I love going super scale on some of my builds. I love owning some RC four-wheel drives as well. I have full out leaf trucks, and I like having full interior done, carpeted, and
Move Oscar
everything.
again real quick. So
right. And honestly, we've talked about this a few times now. Josh knows this truck, but my prized possession is actually an SEX 10-2 with a 4Runner black body on top of it, and the body is paint to match SR5 paint coat with a full automotive clear coat and everything I can buff and coat. And this thing is set up to look like the what is it, Marty McFly's SR5 pickup. Of course, I don't know why they would do this, but like 2 years later, RC four-wheel drive released an SR5 black edition after I won the award, of course. So I'm not saying I had anything to do with it, but you know, I'm saying I'm still waiting on my royalty check. Just
yeah, exactly.
That's a really good idea. We should do that.
We should go ahead and knock that out. Yes. Let's see. So, Oscar, you moved from the Bay Area down to Arizona for the Redcat. You didn't make it known to many of us when you were leaving the Bay Area why you were going down there, of course.
Well, I mean, like at first glance, I mean, would anyone kind of say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna leave everything I know and leave $120,000 job a year to go work for a hobby, you know, an RC company, you know?" And this was after I already begged Josh to let me be the janitor at Vanquish for like at least a few months, you know. And he looked at me like, "No, dude, you're not qualified." You know?
It's really strange though. Like it's Oscar. It's almost as if as soon as you left, they started looking for a marketing guy.
Weird, huh?
It's strange.
They started, and I think they never stopped. Is the thing? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They're still looking. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, it was an awesome experience. We actually, Eric, Jeff, myself, and Brandon would have a podcast that we had, which is the RC Hangout, and we brought Matt Jackson, who designed the 64, on there, and then we brought Jeffries himself, who was one of the key ingredients into even having an RC lowrider to begin with, and we had a blast doing it. And Darren, the owner, and I was supposed to say this, Darren, you stud, you're one handsome mofo if you're watching. I was told I would get lunch if I said that, so I got to drop that in. But yeah, Darren reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I love what you're doing, and would you ever consider joining the team?" And I'm like, "Really? Like, what do you want me to do?" He goes, "I just need someone to clean up social media and schedule posts and maybe help with marketing, maybe do what you do with the RC Hangout, but do it on a show." And I was like, "You want to have a live show? Like, are you crazy?" I was like, "Who does that?" Now this is 3.5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have companies having shows. The closest thing to we had was John Schultz on, talking about the new Sendero, and doing it from his home
minivan.
Office. Yeah, because right. Because COVID, right? And, so yeah, I joined the team, and I think the reality is all jokes set aside, I think they just needed the skin color, for the lowrider thing. You know what I'm saying? Brown cells,
Oh my God.
There's a reason why I go to about 8 or 9 lowrider shows a year. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Oscar, it's actually a pretty interesting parallel, just because now when you first got the offer, because you were in a career path that you, assumingly was something that you were possibly happy with at the time, regardless one way or another, and then you get that offer to go to something that's like your hobby.
Yeah. Well, so
how long did you mull that over?
Yeah, what was the thought?
And how was the conversation with your your wife. And well, like I had Nicole was my fiance at the time.
Yeah.
And we had still 0 children. Yep. And
No,
you are a father of
you do have fur
several.
babies though. You have fur babies.
We do. Yes, we do. And that moving them was quite difficult. Rehome, new schools, all that, and just finding new friends,
enrolling. Yeah. Josh joining the mommy cat club, you know.
How did, after you got that first message, how did that discussion go with the family?
So ironically enough, I was already trying to make a move. Honestly, I was really a lot of people don't know this about me. Only limited people, but I'm never shy to talk about it. I suffer from severe social anxiety, and it's been therapeutic for me the last 7 years of doing these events for autism that has helped me work through that. So I didn't like public speaking, and I struggled with, not losing my shit when I would be in front of crowds of people. So, all in all, the Bay Area was just anxiety ridden for me, and I was in a rat race driving 2 hours a day for work each way. So I was on the road for 4 hours a day on average. And I was kind of burnt out, in all honesty. I loved what I got paid, and it gave me the luxury to, buy any RCs I wanted, like just keep that momentum going. My wife didn't care. But my wife was also offered a position to work out in Arizona, ironically around the same time. And so we both are like, this is weird that we're both getting this calling, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the first job was actually for sales at Redcat, and I was like, get bent. I'm not doing sales. What I'm saying? Like, I do that now, and I make a killing. I'm not, going to leave that.
Yeah.
And, but then when he was like, hey, listen, like, I really, really like, you're just the way you are. Like, I think this could work. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's cut the bullshit. What's the number I need to be at to have you join my team? And I'm like, I never had anyone that wanted to hire me go, let's cut the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's going to take this. Done. When can you start?
Like, damn it, I meant
shit.
This number.
Can I add more? Can I add another,
way more?
Can I add maybe a 6-pack of tacos and maybe
and lunch every day?
Yeah, maybe shoot, royalties, anything, So it came to I talked to the wife, and yeah, obviously it was still a very significant pay cut moving out, but the cost of living was, a lot better. And we made the move. The move was the best one for the kids out of all of us. We have struggled. I'm not going to lie. Living out here in Arizona after being rooted in the Bay Area my whole life has been very difficult. Making friends is not what it used to be, especially now that you're 40, 41, I don't have the patience to deal with people like I used to, and I geek out. I have my life. My life is my RCs and building. I enjoy that. And I enjoy my hobby, which is my side business, and I do photography. And that's what I've been working on the last couple of years, and not being out here has allowed me that opportunity to expand those things. So there's a lot of silver lining. And one thing that Brandon, the late Brandon Tomey said, he was really mad at me when I moved, and he was really bitter. He was like, dude, man, I can't believe you're going to leave me, bro. Like, he really took it to heart. And, that when it's your best friend, like your brother, yeah, that's kind of a tough one, right? To say, hey, bro, yeah, I'm leaving. And he didn't understand. And it wasn't until maybe about 6 months before his passing, last January, that he says, hey, bro, I get it. I'm proud of you. Like, I really, you're happier. You're not stressed. You're enjoying what you're doing, and you're living your dream. So do it, like, it just having that acceptance really made it key for me,
That's got to be gratifying to get that for sure.
Yeah. Eric is the only one that still gives me crap though.
Yeah, but you can't take anything Eric says seriously.
No, I mean,
he works at RC 4-wheel drive.
Bro, I'm gonna say, look, I even wore his shirt for him today. So.
Look,
that's nice. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it was a trip. It was a big move. It was a big change of scenery. Going from gorgeous weather to gorgeous weather only 6 to 7 months out of the year, and then living in the devil's butthole the rest of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is no joke.
I've crawled up the devil's butthole.
So did Josh at one of the Pro Masters. There was a gate called the Devil's Butthole. Chino is the one that found it.
He doesn't have no hands, too.
Well, you do have a couple of super chats here. Thanks,
Yes.
Paul Matlock. Oscar should decide the next challenge between Josh and
Oh,
Matt.
I already threw that gauntlet down.
Yeah.
I started the show off with
That's
it.
true.
I want COE monthly mayhem.
Oh man. Okay, we'll figure something out.
Gonna have
And
to be
then
snowplow mayhem for Matt right now.
yeah, exactly. It's a little chilly here. Pilot Ryan Media, thanks very much. Oscar, International 800 Snow Star with top and plow, please. Extended bed trucks version 2.
Yeah, that's
So just a couple of requests.
right. When we went from the Gen 8 and landed on the 800, what won us over was actually a SEMA build of a Scout 800 that really stood out to us, and just the right size wheel offset matched the natural fender flares, and we were in love with it. And it was a hard top, and we still ended up going with an open top, but yeah, we have a lot of plans for that platform still. There's at least a few things we want to do with it, but time will tell what it's going to land. Will it be a hard top? Will it be a truck? Will it be maybe a SRT neon? You never know.
Right.
Man, I hope it's that one.
I'll tell you what it won't be. It won't be a Jeep.
Or what about really, 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 really close to a Jeep?
Yeah.
Right.
we may add or subtract, a couple of those.
Couple of slots. Yeah.
losers.
Yeah. Just remove one or add one. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. That is a good question, though. What are your links so we can add you to, or so people can add you to their watch list?
So my only dad's is wrong one. So you can find me, on Instagram under king_big_o. That is my personal one that kind of shares everything. But my RC stuff is still and will always be ASD_crawlers_RC. And then TikTok king_big_o.
How many TikTok followers you at right now, Oscar?
Right now somewhere around only 5,000, but it is I checked today, 97% female ratio.
Yes.
And they're all between the ages of 40 and 60.
Oh, snap.
So
is, you know what? That's a
I-
sweet spot, though.
I have a
That's
nickname.
one of
I have a nickname. They call me King Cougar Candy. 'Cause, all the aunties like it,
I almost feel like that could be right, like on the side of a truck,
yeah,
like a livery. I like the sound of
Right,
that.
right,
That's
right.
good.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of a thing, and when I go live, I usually pay for my tacos for the week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're
So I
very
think,
generous, and my wife is super.
Very,
My
very-
wife finds it the most hilarious thing in the world. Like
So I think
very
Eric still has us
affordable
built on
tacos.
has us all built on TikTok followers now. So
yeah, he
that-
does.
how many
He's
has he got?
been killing
Is that
30
30?
something or 40 something.
he was at wasn't he at
he?
200K or something like that?
Maybe he was blowing up quick.
Yeah, ridiculous.
When's the kit version of the COE coming out, or will there be one?
Ooh. Now that's a good question because Redcat's only done one kit so far, and I will say that the instructions were really good. So for only
was the
doing
kit?
the Wendigo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Historically speaking, for us, unlike this guy over here with his coolness, kits don't really do that great for us, and we've been very open about saying it. They just don't do that amazing for us. We struggle selling them, and I think one of the biggest parts with the transition of growing pain is finally getting the aftermarket to really support us to that extremity as well, and I'm sure if the aftermarket was stronger, a kit would be even more doable. Aside from that, what are you asking for? Something that you're going to take the motor ESC out of, which we're already throwing a super budget stuff in it anyways as an RTR. But a kit COE would definitely be something that I think makes sense for a few reasons. Because myself, I'm really big into building, and I actually also want to see Matt do more builds like that and painting.
send him a Lexan one. Yeah.
And I know that he loves Lexan a lot, and he's like Lent, he's giving it up for a little bit, but
I made it 10
and 40
days.
nights.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah, right.
that's exactly my.
How many more days do I have to go?
You know, but I think a kit would make a lot of sense in that essence. I think there'd be some fun stuff to be able to do with it. You know, at the end of the day, just having them already made and built, like Matt said earlier, money. You know, it's no, you know, it's profit. You know,
Yeah. As much as the people that watch us would really like a kit, in the end, big picture,
Money.
Yeah,
money.
it just makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you, Southside RC. How about an International Lodestar 1700? Fell in love with that truck in SnowRunner, and I think it'd make a great trail truck.
You know, it is. It's an amazing truck, and that's the one that kind of looks almost like a New Kaiser in a way, front end, right? I believe. Ish.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I'm not too familiar with that one. Lodestar.
Turn safe,
Good.
Yeah. It's easy. International is so easy for us. You know, they're so easy to work with on licensing. It's one of the caveats of being able to do stuff with them.
That's a pretty cool hookup, because that's like a company that I'd be like, how do I even
it's just 6 guys in a Quonset somewhere that are just
trying
to figure out how to work email.
Bro, what is the abacus?
They're flicking abacus beads around.
Yeah. Well, ironically enough, I believe they also recently sold. So they have International and Harvester, and one of them ended up branching away and being sold off. And I believe
VW bought International.
Yeah.
So Harvester.
It changes things a little bit. So now, whenever we make anything that's going to be an International Harvester edition, we're going to have to include some kind of disclaimer that says this vehicle is a gross polluter. You know, and
if you lift it up past a certain level, though, it'll reset.
You're gonna have to work on a combine next.
Right. There's definitely a lot of things that we have a lot of wants when it comes to making bodies, and I think the reality is what we've come to the last 2-3 years is that people really love the scale, and like us, it's not rocket science to the three of us, because this is what we've been loving for so long. If it's not super scale, it doesn't belong in your face a lot of the times. You know, I like super scale stuff. I geek out on it. And I think a lot of people have demanded that if you're going to make more crawlers, we want to see the same kind of detail you're putting into the lowrider scene into the bodies for the crawlers. You know, we want to see more of that. And then we give them the Ascent. You know,
psych.
The Gen 9, you did do a great job with the details, the interior,
the exterior, and everything looks great.
You know, but having another great relationship with GM, you know, also offers potentials for more stuff in the future. That who knows, maybe we can do other things related to, you know, the hobby, off-roading and on-roading. You never know what that's going to hold. So, you know, there's the more relationships we make, the more we want to cultivate them, and hopefully we can make more out of it. Will Redcat do an Ascent Pro, carbon rails, machine gears, maybe some titanium links or something? You know, like I don't at this time, I don't think that's something we really want to venture getting ourselves into. Potentially, maybe something in the future. Maybe, you know, we did something cool similarly, all right, with the Axe, but nothing really changed as far as performance except the electronic. I think that platform could use something like that, and I mean, only future can tell what the engineers want to do with it.
If people are itching for that, there's already bespoke, like there's already small companies making stuff.
Yes,
DSM off-road, for example.
Jumping on the Ascent right away.
Right.
It was fun to talk with Darren at NERSA this year, and Darren's always a blast to chat with. And you know, we had the VR Carbon at NERSA, and it was like, you know, we couldn't take photos, but you could show. And we were showing, and he was just like, "Yeah, I have no interest."
That's nice.
Yeah. He's like, "How much is that?" And it doesn't come complete. It's not RT. He goes, "I have no interest in that." He's just the most like he's like, we're not after the same things. That's fine. But, and then he and Steve go talk about real estate or whatever. So
I will say this, you know, I've worked with, you know, RC 4-wheel drive, not for RC 4-wheel, but with RC 4-wheel drive when we did their West Coast Scale Challenge under ASD Crawler platform. So I had a lot of opportunity to work, you know, with, you know, Tom of our four-wheel drive and really get to know him. And he allowed us into the doors and showed us a lot of great things. And was able to work with Axial for a few years, setting trails with them as well. After right around the departure of Schultz leaving that scene, some of the last years at the true Axial Fest, Cisco Grove. Okay, it's all
Yeah.
it's just not what it's never going to be what it was if it doesn't have that, but
if my feet aren't absolutely filthy,
right,
it's not Cisco Grill for me, baby.
But we know that all of these people that work, for Axial and work for Horse Four Drive, there's still an owner somewhere, right, of the company that's overlooking, and it's really cool. And this is no shade on anyone else to work for Redcat, knowing that the owner is 100% hands-on with everything we're doing. He's in every meeting with the engineers. He spends more time with the engineers than anyone in the office daily. So to have that kind of person that is that involved, it adds another dimension that kind of makes you go like, I like this. I'm invested in this with you. Let's do this.
Well, that's where good companies come from, is the grassroots and the interest in the actual hobby. You look back at, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but you look back at Axial in the very, very early days, 2015, 2016, 2017, those people that were involved in that company at that time had a passion for what they were doing. And it's the same thing at Vanquish. It's the same thing at Redcat. And it's culture like that builds great products and builds great followings and gives the customer a return on their investment.
Right. I mean, listen, we've all heard the mafia stories with Axial. We know that we've heard
there's some good ones.
There's some amazing ones. And you have to be part of the elite fire pit conversation. A lot of what really went down. But honestly, you look at the growth. I mean, to have someone like Schultz that was there during the time, Rodney Wills, all these amazing people that would then take their prototype SCX-10-2, hand it amongst each other to get X amount of miles to really ultimately test the product. That's absolute passion. And I think that's one of the things that really made them grow to the level that they did at the time that they did.
There's it's definitely been there's been a lot of changes through, and it's there's always things like why things end up the way they do. Well, hopefully those of us that are just super passionate about it still have people that are driving the helm, be like, hey, you have to make money, by the way.
Yeah,
just make stupid cool shit that you think will sell. It's really bad idea.
Money.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to pay me enough to buy tacos.
Exactly.
If I'm not making enough for this guy, I swear to God, man, I'm like, I need some tacos. What's got on my tacos?
Okay, so what's your taco order? How many tacos daily? And what's your favorite situation? What's your best?
So I have to admit, it's not what my taco eating game is not what it used to be. I used to be able to order about 6 tacos
for all of us,
and I would always order 3 asada, 3 al pastor, right? That was my go-to. But I back in December had bariatric surgery. And I was this time last year I was 311 pounds. Today I'm 236 pounds.
Wow.
So
nice.
When Brandon passed away, and he had his health issues, I got scared, man. And I said, you know what, I got kids that depend on me. I got to do something about my health. And so I jumped ship and I did what was best for my family, myself, and my health. So it's 2023 was a huge learning game, mentally and physically,
right?
So I still love tacos. I will still destroy them. I'm actually in stage 2 of my diet right now, so I can't have tacos, but I believe February 20th I will be cleared, and the first thing I'm going to do is when I am given the green light, I'm getting tacos. So I'm assuming I'm only going to eat like 1.5, maybe 1.
Right.
It'll be the best one I'll ever have.
Whereabouts in Arizona are you?
Right next to between the devil's navel and the groin area, right in that area.
I searched Devil's Butthole, Arizona, and nothing came up.
They came up.
Bakersfield is in California.
Right. that's the armpit. No, I reside out of Surprise, Arizona. And I obviously our warehouse and everything is in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix area. So
Okay.
I can literally see the Phoenix airport from our warehouse.
So I'm popping down there Easter weekend for a few days.
Well,
so
we celebrate Easter here, so we may not be at the office.
Canadian Easter.
Okay.
Metric calendar.
No, we're gonna be there.
Like your bacon. Just asking.
Yeah, no, we're there for the whole week. So I'll look you up when I get
reach
there.
out to me. Absolutely, man. We'll make something happen.
Oscar,
Cool.
I always enjoy hanging out with you.
Man, it's always a blast,
Total
man.
pleasure.
Absolutely.
Total pleasure.
Glad
Welcome back anytime.
on here.
Listen, guys, I feel it. You guys feel it. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. You know what I'm saying? I know Rich is not really attainable to you guys these days. So like, I'll just be the new stand. I knew it was kind of
ship. You're the new Rich.
Yeah. Right. I knew
he's busy.
When I got the message, I was like, I knew exactly what was happening. I was like, okay, saying Dad's gone, so now you want, stepdad. It's cool. Yeah,
not calling you stepdad. Not even if there's a fire.
Never. Yeah. You're always by your first name.
Yeah. Listen, the last time I reached out to Josh, I got a new phone. Who's this? So when I got the message offered me to come on, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. But listen, the synergy is great, guys. So yeah, if you ever need me, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I do apologize about the viewership you lost today, though. I got it. It's all right. Okay.
Numbers have never been better.
Right.
Yeah.
Oscar,
thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate
it. It's been really great.
Likewise, guys, man. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you as always.
Later, Oscar.
Take care, sir.
Bye. I hit.
Wait.
Why do we both have these controls? We should not both be allowed to have control.
We can't press the buttons at the same time. That was amazing. Oscar's great.
Yes, you're welcome.
You're welcome, everybody.
In all honesty, Matt was just like, "No, I do not. I don't."
I was like, "Ew, no." I think I said, "Ugh, Redcat?" ?
Money. Yeah, he paid us actually to have him on.
So. Money. I'm really quick. I did forget to share something I got in mail call.
Okay.
And this is pretty cool. Gear Guys Customs offers a lot of different wheel options that he prints in resin, and they're mostly in the drift
of course they are.
World. But when I saw these on his website, I had to have them.
What are those?
They're Volvo Turbo R wheels.
I thought they were stock Dodge Neon wheels.
No, I got Volvo wheels, obviously, for the Volvo.
Why did you have to end the show on such a downer, man?
Let's take it down another notch. One of the favorite personalities from Formula no longer at Haas.
You really are trying to kick everyone in the teeth at the end of this show.
Yeah. We lost Günther Steiner. Not to like death or anything. They just Gene fired him.
Yeah, Gene fired him, and they brought in one of their engineers to be the new director.
What we need is the problem here is performance. So we're going to put the guy who used to be in charge of performance in charge of the whole thing.
When we finish last in the
how is that good for Haas? That just made them less relevant. And I don't mean any disrespect to the engineer, but shouldn't he be focusing on the engineering?
Gunther needs a whole show.
He does.
He does.
He does need a whole
Maybe
show.
He could take this show over and just
Let's get him on. Let's see if we can get him on.
Gunther at gmail.com.
Gunther Steiner. Since you're not doing much, Doug Willman, thank you very much. 200th show. Thanks for not quitting, I guess.
We did
been
miss a couple of we did miss a couple of I wish you would make an early 2000s top. That was for Redcat, obviously.
For Redcat.
Sorry that we couldn't get to some of these. Apologies. And I know Paul had sent this to both. Sent one to each.
Oh,
Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Great news, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again for that one, Paul. And Tom Bay, Croc Camera. When we were talking about my cinematography and waddling skills.
Your skill.
Yeah. So that was great. I was super glad to have Oscar on. I've had Oscar on the channel before, but in edited form. So back when I covered some of the ASD stuff, had him and Brandon on. So as Oscar mentioned, we lost Brandon in January last year. So been about a year now.
Yeah.
That was a rough time for sure, but
pretty sad times. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely was. Yeah. So yeah, great to have Oscar on. Good show overall. 200 shows, Matt.
Yeah, man. It's been a time.
Yeah. It's Wednesday.
No, it's been really good. Yeah. It's been really good. 200 shows. I wish that we had the foresight to go back and pick some of our best moments, but these shows are too long to find any of those moments.
There wasn't that many.
So I invite you to go back and start at the beginning and watch all 200 of them. It's only 400 hours.
Yeah, I mean 400, divided by 24, you could get that done in like 17 days, a little less. So it'd be fine.
Start now.
Any good moments that you do know or can find, shoot us a link. Happy to repost them and credit you.
Love to repost them
and credit you.
West Desert Wheeler, 200 shows. How many metric weeks is that?
Well, 200 because it's 20. No, it's 20 because it's metric.
No. You divide it by 0.6.
25.4.
If it's 200 shows and it's 1.6 kilometers per show to 320 shows. Don't you have an Excel spreadsheet for that? I wish yeah, actually, yes. DK, guess what? Josh has got another task for you.
By topic. Is it back? Do I do a new line or can I just go back to this line?
If it's flying cars, that deserves one line.
You know what?
So really,
I would love if anybody could go find. I would like to find somebody who can go find a single episode where we
don't talk about
one episode where we don't mention flying cars, where we're both on it.
Yeah, it has to be both of us.
So that's important to note.
That would be important. That's a good question from Patina Guy. When are you going to get your COE?
I'm almost nervous that they collaborated on this.
How do you mean?
I feel like they both had something to do with it.
Well, you've seen it.
I have not seen it. I saw
you haven't seen it.
No.
So you saw, oh man, you should look at Joe's Instagram more often. I've seen all kinds of pictures of it.
I haven't had Instagram. This is horseshit.
What do you mean? What happened?
My Instagram got someone was trying to take it over, and I had to send a video selfie to Instagram through their app, holding up my birth
that's not a
certificate
scam?
And my social security card. No,
that's a scam.
I'm kidding.
I just had to very simply type out my credit card number, the date, and then the code on the back. And
but yeah, I got locked out of my Instagram. And
why?
Somebody was trying to get into it. But I had
how?
Two-factor authentication and all that. So, but from then
Wonder
me
if
to
I've got
be able
that.
to recover. Oh, you don't have like I can't just log into it without going to my authenticator app and entering the code.
What on your internet, like on your web computer?
You don't have an authenticator app?
I do, but I don't use Instagram on my computer.
No, this is on my phone.
Okay.
So to be able to get back into it, it was quite a task.
I should probably set that up.
Safety.
I have none.
Money. What's that?
Is that where do you do this?
You do it through your security settings in the app location.
Not under edit profile, obviously.
You don't have to do it now. Dingbat.
Should I do it right now?
Can you walk me through it while I'm on FaceTime looking up?
I'll give you all my logins and my passwords.
Yeah,
You
I have
just
it on
walk
this.
me through it.
I have it on this Post-it note here. Keep on the refrigerator.
Password and security. Two-factor.
So,
I think it's. I'll do this later.
yeah.
Yeah,
So.
there's definitely a bumper sticker in there somewhere.
That was great.
Yeah, that was really great.
Thank you, everybody, for joining the 200th week of
Yeah, this has
This
been
almost
bittersweet.
almost 4 years.
It's hard to believe that we've done it every Wednesday for 4 years.
I was in my 30s when we started this.
I was a spry 42 years old. Oh man.
How long can this go? Seriously.
How long can this go? Do you foresee us going, you know what? It's not worth doing anymore. We've run out of stuff to talk about.
I don't know.
I mean, that happened 189,
Yeah.
190 episodes ago, but managed to make it go somehow.
Yeah, it's I don't know, because I mean there is really no other point than to just talk for 2 hours. Like I don't really, whether we recorded it or not, I don't really give a shit.
We can do this without all of the chat. Who cares?
Just talk on Wednesdays, it'd be fine. I wouldn't care.
We'll be doing it long after YouTube's dead.
Yeah, which has been interesting to see a number of big YouTubers quitting YouTube lately. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, what's the deal with that, do you
I don't
think?
know. I really don't know.
Have they gotten real jobs, or they've made enough money that they don't need to have jobs anymore?
I'm guessing that the ones that are quitting don't need jobs anymore. But I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's just been interesting. And so I've noticed quite a handful. Be interesting. I have no intention on quitting this year. Not at least this month. So,
I'm going to keep going for a while.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, I
but
just
the
made
right-
that sign.
Yeah, like I mean, it's got 3 digits, so like try and use them.
Oh, also, I can use Lexan to make windows in a hard body.
No,
What?
that's Lexan, my bro.
Shoot.
You're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to find some other clear plastic that isn't Lexan, I guess.
Yeah, that's I mean, Lexan, that's using Lexan.
It is.
So I don't know what to tell you there. No,
Oh well.
yeah,
Plexiglass, yeah.
PET, yeah, PET,
Acrylic.
fine.
Pop bottles. Saran wrap.
Old CD cases. Actually, old CD cases. Matt might actually have.
I probably have some of those. I can
Yeah.
find, yeah.
I do not.
When's part 2 of the Mercury build?
Oh, can we? It is 8:00 already, but we should discuss your
Let's
Mercury
chat
live
a little
build
bit
for
about
just
that.
a moment. You
For
did
a
a
few
live
moments.
build on Saturday.
Saturday, yes, Saturday morning. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Live building the Mercury chassis. It didn't go
Not quite to plan, but that was unavoidable.
right.
I was under the impression, for the record, they sent me what was explained as a pre-production kit, so it wouldn't have a manual. I'd have to download the manual, and they sent me a link to download the manual. It was mostly the manual for the LC70 because the manual for the Gladiator isn't done yet. So I was like, okay, fine, I can work around that. I'm sure I can figure out this rear linkage suspension, and that would have been fine had all of the parts for that been included. They did say, we are sending you another package because we forgot to send you some stuff. In my head, it was the interior that they had forgot to send me. However, it was all of the hangers for all of the suspension that was missing.
But it appears, and this was my guess, that yes, they did tell you pre-production, not this and this, but it appears that they just sent out a whole batch to just regular customers of this same,
in that same fashion.
So just a regular customer trying to buy what they assume was a finished product, getting the exact same thing. So either everybody got pre-production or they just used that word and
and realized after boxing and packaging and shipping that they had forgotten some very key parts.
Yes.
Which is really disparaging.
Even not forgetting the parts, it does appear that they just didn't account for several things.
True. Yeah. In the manual, it's funny. In the manual with the motor and the placement of the electric motor that goes inside that motor, they show what clearly is a brushless, like 2-in-1 style motor with wires coming out of one of the ends. Let's see if I can find that real quick. No, you know what's in the other room. Doesn't matter. But it's like a brushless motor with 3 cables coming out of the end of it, not off the end of it, but off the side,
Sure.
like how most of them come. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, well, that's not going to fit. And then there's nowhere to put those wires. Like you can't have something coming off the side. It has to be off the front of the motor.
There's no way to get them out of it
once it's installed. Yeah. If you were to do a 2-in-1 style motor. So I was like, fine, I'll use a brushless motor and I'll put the wires out the front. But in a bunch of product photos that they sent, which are like for public distribution, they're like, put these out. They don't show the fans and the belt and everything. They like, no, that doesn't fit if we put the motor in. So don't show that part. It's just not there. And I was just kind of like, okay, this doesn't seem good. It just kind of seems like, and I watched another review video, which I believe was from Hong Kong. The YouTuber was from Hong Kong, and he's like, with like, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, this is hot garbage. Like the suspension is very realistic looking, but they decided that they would use like a friction shock,
right?
But it doesn't have anything in it.
No friction.
So there's no damping. It's just like a cylinder that goes over another cylinder. That's it. There's and a spring. There's a coilover, so that's cool. It looks very accurate, but it's basically like I'm just I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And the battery compartment, comically small.
Oh, I didn't know if I saw that part.
Well,
I didn't watch most of it. I listened to all of it. Like I wasn't watching you build. I was just listening, and like my headphones were getting hot just from the way like,
Yeah. There's a lot of frustrating moments, and I relayed all of my frustrations, and they're like, "Cool." So
that's it.
Not sure how that's going to end up. I know that there is a tracking number, so there are the rest of the parts coming. But do you think they'd like?
You think?
Are they just hoping that? Because I see more popping up. I saw Greg at RC Driver got one. I'm really excited for him to build it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really excited about that.
That'll be interesting.
Yes.
Did he get a body set too?
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd be interested to see that as well.
I hope he's got a few days to spare.
I know, because Greg is very busy. He does a lot of reviews.
Yes.
Fitting that one into the schedule, like Greg doesn't necessarily get paid by them. My camera's being fun. He just gets the product and then he puts out videos. So like he's got to spend 5-10 times the time on that he would on another video that'll probably get, the other one would probably get 2 or 3 times the views. He is going to, I wonder if we could see Greg get frustrated. Do you think it's possible?
Man, I don't know, because I don't think I bet you there will be moments where he'll like, because he films most of it with his iPhone. Yeah. Back to our conversation earlier. I bet you there'll be moments where he just does one of these and
it'll be interesting because Greg does not convey frustration very often.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. You're right about that.
I'll be interested to watch that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see it too. This is from your side, but yes, I believe that is called docking.
I believe that is from your side, sir.
Is it? No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, it is.
Positive.
So it is. Thank you, Gunner. I appreciate that.
That's why I let you read it.
And J.R. Lawson, thank you. I only watch this show to hear Matt say "love you, bye." Well, then you get 2 for that's a 2 for tonight.
Appreciate it, guys.
When I was doing the friction shock.
Yeah, no, I watched what you did.
At least I didn't do it this way.
Yeah, this way's different.
Yeah, this way's way better.
You like it this way better than this way?
Hey, don't you worry about what I like.
Goodbye, everybody. This has been
Thank you to the following.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, I forgot to turn that on.
Oh, I didn't. I remembered.
I got it. I'm ready. RC Underdog. Gunner, my meat belongs in your mouth. Who knows a lot about those hand signals, I guess. The Galloways. Reamdog Fly Factory. RC Madness Mini Truck Club. Did we see that one? I don't think I saw that one. I apologize. Any chance you or Josh would be able to make it to RC Madness Mini Nats? Mini Nats, if it's small, probably not. April 5th to 7th for some mini national comps. Pilot Ryan Media, Southside RC, F. Doug Willman, Gunner, and J.R. Lawson. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you to Turbo Row, Paul Matlock, Tom Baek, and Full Send RC. Much appreciated. All. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Oscar, again for joining our conversation. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. And videos.
Yes, I've got a video. Do you have a video tomorrow too?
I do.
Oh,
SCX 103.
Oh yes, excellent, very good. All right, have a great night, everybody. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Jared Lawson. Also, right at the end there. Boom.
And
bye.